It's Sunday. It's Mark Pires. And it's Real Talk. On the road today, looking for another way to ease my mind and help my living. It's Real Talk. It's the daily variety show, Mark Pires Real Talk. I'm here to help you make smarter moves, to amplify your current state. And I'm here with you on Sunday night, day 349 in a row. Tomorrow is the big 350. 350 days in a row. Before we get started, subscribe and ding the bell on YouTube. Don't forget that. That's where the show's going to go from now on. And I appreciate it if you join us there. So tonight we're going to get into a lot of stuff. I've got some new services I want to share with you that we're going to be rolling into the new year. New Real Talk services. Like, how about this one? The Mark Pires Real to Real Talk. What's the Real to Real Talk, Mark? Well, there may be businesses. There may be other homeowners that don't have me representing them on the list side that may like to have a Real Talk video done for their properties, or a Real Talk video done for your business, or maybe a personal message to someone you care about, a Real Talk message to someone you care about and love. So the Mark Pires Real to Real Talk will be a new hired service where you can hire me to do a commercial for your business, for your brand. We're also, of course, we discussed this, you can actually have commercials for your company, for your brand during the show. I do a BeatSeat commercial on a daily basis. I'm happy to work one in for your company, for your business, your brand. So DM me if you're interested in any of these things, but it's something we'll be talking about in the weeks to follow. As we break into year 2, it's just going to evolve even more. I can't wait. And my friend Chris actually said earlier, he's like, you got to get more guests on. And I'm like, yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait to get more guests onto the show. In a perfect world, I've got a guest each week, and then I've also got a musical performer each week coming in. So it's 2 different guests and duo, like sitting in my studio with another musician, improvising a song in real time on 2 beat seats, and just seeing what happens. And I'll have local artists in to start, and then hopefully we'll get some national artists, maybe some international artists. And we're going to create a new composition each week, a new improvisation with an artist, another artist. It'll be called the Mark Pires Real Talk Duo Tapes. I don't know. We got to come up with a name for that too. You guys know I like to have names for all this stuff. Phil, my man Phil is on. Oh, he wants to hear a song already. Well, I got actually a couple songs planned for you guys for tonight. Some Christmas songs, some holiday songs. And like I said, this is not I happen to just know a lot of Christmas songs. That's the ones I remember hearing my entire life. But if you have a song that's related to your faith, shoot it over. Let me know what it is. I'll look it up. Phil wants me to play St. Stephen's Day. Oh, he wants me to play the St. Stephen's Day Murders. Now, that one I haven't looked up yet, buddy. But that seems a little nuts. I will play you a pretty cool song here, though, that I think we all know and love. And just remember, if you don't go to sleep, he's not coming to bring you presents. You better make sure you keep those eyes closed that night. Watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list, he's checking it twice, he's gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Yeah, Santa Claus is coming to town. worked on this verse, guys. Santa Claus is coming to town. I don't remember how the rest of it goes. He sees you when you're sleeping. So how's that part go, guys? Actually, what's weird is that should be a different set of chords. And it's the same chords. This is what happens when you pull these chords and lyrics off of some random Christmas site. Hold on a second. Now this one we rocked out. We're going to do this one again. I hear a sweet child of mine that's up and not sleeping, which is interesting. So let's do this. And we did a pretty cool version of this last night. Oh, Holy Night. I like doing a little bit upbeat. Stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, until he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, a weary world rejoices, so for yonder breaks new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees and hear the angel voice. All night, oh, the night divine, oh, night when Christ was born. All night, oh, holy night, all night divine. The stars are nightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Hold on. Trying to give you guys the right look. I forgot. I'm playing here for you. You don't even see the BeatSeat in action. Of sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul found its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, oh, yonder breaks new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees and hear the angel voices. All night, all night, all night divine. All night, when Christ was born. All night, oh, holy night, night, all night divine, all night divine, oh, all night divine, all night divine, all night divine. So a little BeatSeat to start us off over here. It is Sunday night. I hear a child in the other room that's not sleeping. What's going on with that? It's like 10:23 right now, and I know she has school in the morning. But you know what? The show must go on. My wife's all over it. I hear her in the background taking care of the situation. I gotta tell you, the glasses thing is kind of funny. When I first got glasses, I didn't wear glasses for the first 35 years of my life, okay? And then once I got into the real estate business, I'm in front of a computer every day. I'm in front of my phone every day, like just focused on trying to create new business and taking care of my current business and all that. And at a certain point, I started seeing like this bright white light in like the corner of my left eye, I remember. It started freaking me out. I was like, I think I have a brain tumor. I'm like, I got to go and see someone because I was getting these headaches and I'm seeing this bright white light. And I started fearing the worst, you know. So I went in to see someone, see a specialist, and the guy goes, you're kind of like blind. And I was like, what? He goes, yeah, your eyesight's really bad. And I'm like, I remember as a kid, I had laser vision. I could see a mile. I could see a mile. I could see a sign a mile away, as clear as if it was a foot away. And I don't know when it got that. I guess it was when I started doing the iPad, iPhone, computer thing, you know? And so he's looking at me. He's like, you know, you're like blind. He's like, you know, you're like, I don't know how you had not had glasses to this point. Like, you should have been in here a lot longer ago. Like, what have you been doing? He's like, I think you've been just kind of like somehow just keeping your vision enough that you didn't recognize it being terrible. But it was, I guess it was pretty bad. What the weird thing is about vision is this. I never needed glasses, never wore glasses, never seemed like my eyesight was blurry at all until I wore glasses. Once I wore glasses, that corrected my stigmatism in both eyes. I'm seeing crystal clear again, like when I was a 7-year-old and I'm seeing a mile away and seeing that sign, right? But the moment I take those glasses off, I feel like I'm blind. I'm like, geez, I really am blind. It's so blurry. Like, what is going on? It's not that bad. Like, if you look at my glasses, these are definitely not like super prescription glasses, okay? But they're enough for me to, when I throw a set of lyrics in front of me, I need to be able to read them. Like, I take them off and I could still read them, but it's blurry. It's blurry. So most days when I'm not wearing my glasses, it's because there's a glare from the light. But I really do need them. I need them. And I remember I finished up the appointment with him and I said, so can you tell me when do I wear them? Do I wear them when I read? Do I wear them when I drive? He goes, just wear them all the time. Don't take them off. Just put them on and never take them off again. And so basically I've been following that recommendation since the beginning. And this is a sad thing actually, because I want to say, no, it's not the same gentleman. What are you doing over there, monkey? I got a little monkey over here that's not sleeping. What is going on? It's Sunday night, you little goose. You got to get some rest. You got school in the morning. She's like hanging out right up by the door watching her daddy do Real Talk. Which actually is probably a pretty cool thing because they never really get to see me do it. The reason I'm on every night with you guys here at 10:30 is because they're up. I'm trying to get them in bed first so I'm not too much of a nuisance to them while I play music for you and while we get into some topics. Because as you know, I get very passionate. And there are times where we're just building some energy here that if you're in this house, you're feeling that energy. I used to joke earlier on in the show that these poor neighbors around me, at like 11, 12 o'clock, they must be like just wired running around the house. Like, I have no idea why I have so much energy. Like, what is going on? And I'm like, no, it's just the guy next door is pumping energy out in your direction, in all directions. And you just happen to be like within 90 feet of it. Like in a way, like I'm just charging everybody around me. Every time I come on here and do a show with you guys, I'm just charging up the immediate vicinity, and hopefully you guys too. But I do believe that energy is palpable, and it's something that even if you're not sitting in the same room with someone, you could feel their energy from a million miles away. And, you know, the effect of a smile, this is something I talk to you guys often about, is a smile has an energetic value. It costs zero to the currency holder. It costs zero to me, and I will continue to give those smiles out like candy. I'm just going to hand out smiles. And if you're not affected by that, there's something wrong with you, because a smile has an energetic value. It costs zero. It costs zero to you. So why are you so stingy with your smiles? Why are you holding those smiles in? Give them to the world. It feels good to make someone smile. You guys know what I'm talking about. You know, you just see someone, they don't have a smile on their face, and you smile at them, and then 2 seconds later, they're smiling. That happens. That's a real thing. And this is one of the reasons why I feel like if we continue to come out here and encourage everybody to do things like that, to just smile at a stranger, affect real change. I say change starts small. It starts with a smile. If we all smiled more, I don't know if we'd see as much negativity on the TV. But there's way too much negativity on the TV. Let's see who's on. Ooh, Phil, you know what's funny? Phil said I should do I Can See Clearly. It's funny you say that, because I found the chords to that, Phil. I have them here somewhere. Depending on how long I'm on tonight, I may grab them and just show you, because I do have that here, I Can See Clearly. And it is a great song, and I never did it for you guys. Or maybe I tried to do one verse of it for you here, but it was like a fail. But I have it, and it's in my range for sure. So maybe we'll rock a little I Can See Clearly later, because Phil's asking for some good stuff over here. But remember, guys, remember that your smiles have an energetic value to them. Don't hold on to them. Give them out, because the more you affect change around you, the better you're going to feel about yourself. And especially if you're working in an environment with people and some of them aren't maybe your cup of tea, so to speak, you may be able to generate some more positivity for yourself just by going out of your way to affect some more change with them. Just bring some light into their lives. Maybe they're just having a rough day or rough week. Maybe they just have something going on in their current state of mind that's just not working with what's going on in your mind. This, I think, is also a very interesting thing. We're all at different stages. Every day of your life, you're at a different stage than I'm at. We're all just working at different levels, just trying to find our way. I think that's a beautiful thing, in a way, because there is no real roadmap for any of us. What used to be the roadmap is just gone. Oh, you got to go to school, and then you go to college, and then you get a job, and you got a 401k. I'm like, okay, now what happens in 2020? Well, everything's automation. People just have like online sites now. That's how people make money. Everything's online now. It's going to be another paradigm shift. Like every generation, we talk about this. It's like, it's not just subtle shifts from generation to generation. It's drastic change. Generation to generation. Think about that. From our parents to us. From us to our children. It's not just a subtle change. The way society treats each other. The way, look at how relationships have changed in the last 30 years. The different labels that we have now. I think it's insanity, but it's there. And what's going to happen in the next generation? This is what I don't know, and I'm scared because of how much it shifted from the last generation to us. Just think about that, guys. In the last 50 years, forget that, the last 10 years, it wasn't that long ago I had a beeper. Who out there, shoot me a note. Who had a beeper? I had a beeper. I used to send messages with my friends. I had friends who would do those upside down numbers that would say words. That was a thing on the beeper. Ooh, I'd get a beep and it would say, oh, 143 or whatever these things were. You'd get these messages and it'd be like, ooh, there's an actual message within this beep. That was like 15 years ago, guys. Now I'm surfing the internet. I'm broadcasting live to the world from a phone anywhere in the world. I can go search for anything. I mean, just the amount of information we have access to, it is dangerous. It's dangerous. And the thing that we're recognizing, and I think you're going to see more and more of this as the years go by, is our children, that generation gets older, and we see the amount of an impact that this technology has had on their lives and how lost they'll all be when they do need to pull up their pants and become adults. That's going to be an interesting thing, guys. Looking forward to seeing that in about 10 years. This whole group of children that does not know how to even function in society. And I hear other entrepreneurs saying, oh, well, that's just the game. The game shifted. Get with it, buddy. That's the game. No. That's us losing our humanity. If you think that's the game, then you need to change the game. Because that's not how this life should be played. You don't go in and stay within. Become an introvert. If this whole world becomes introverted, what the? This is probably one of the reasons why I'm here every day with you. Extrovert. Just putting it out there. Whatever. Just want everybody to feel like it's okay to do that. Okay? It used to be like maybe 10 years ago, people felt like it was okay to speak their mind, to let their passions out. Now we're all so afraid to say anything, to take one step because we're going to offend somebody. In a world where everyone's offended, no one moves. It's a chess match. It's a stalemate. Everyone gets offended, so no one takes a move. Everyone's afraid to even take a step. Well, I'm just breaking against the mold. I just don't care, guys. I'm sorry. I don't ever mean to offend anybody, but I'm going to let my soul breathe. That's what I'm here to do. Let my soul breathe. Let's get some BeatSeat going here. Check this out. So you guys see, this is the BeatSeat here. It's the drum you play with your hands and feet. See, I kick it while I play my guitar. It's the best thing in the world. She good to me. Oh, I've got a woman way over town. She good to me. Oh, she really loved me when I'm at ease. Kind of Friday. I've got a woman way over town. She good to me. How to love me, she treats me fine. She knows woman's place, right there now in her home. She good to me. I got a woman way over town. She good to me. Oh, she bring me money. I got a woman way over town. She good to me. Maybe a Christmas song. What do you guys think? Jason and Steven and Taj. You guys got to head over to YouTube. Subscribe and ding the bell. Guys, if you haven't done that yet, head over to YouTube. Just type in Mark Pires Real Talk. And subscribe and ding the bell. Everyone's like, what's ding the bell mean? Well, there is a thing called a bell. And it says, would you like to turn on notifications? And you should always say yes. Because then it will tell you when I'm live. And Cross always comes on. And Cross is like, notified. I'm like, yes. And that's what I'm talking about, guys. You just want to be notified. All right, let's do a little song here that you guys probably know, a little Christmas tune. They told me, a newborn king to see, We gotta do our own version of this if we're gonna do it right. Let's think about this. Ready? Come, they told me, a newborn king to see, our finest gifts we bring, to set before the king, hear my drum, so to honor him, when we come, little baby, I am a poor boy I have no gift to bring, that's fit to give a king, shall I play for you, on my drum? Then he nodded, the ox and lamb kept time, I played my drum for him, Then he smiled at me, was terrible, guys, but what are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? Like reading off of sheet music. Photography Belmont, how you doing? Thanks for joining the program. Day 249 in a row. Guys, we're live tomorrow for day, I said 349 in a row. Tomorrow we're live for day 350. I can't believe that. We'll be officially 16 days away from the end of the year. I wanted to have some sort of like get together with everybody for the final day of the year. I just don't know how that's possible. Maybe next year, if this thing grows and we can get everybody together, we'll do like a, I'll like grab a place someplace, somewhere that we could all get to, and we'll throw a party. Maybe New Year's next year. See, because my New Year is actually the day of New Year's Eve, so we could theoretically party the night before going in. So it could be like the 30th going into the 31st as the final day of Real Talk, I mean, in a way, I should be doing that. New Year's Eve for Real Talk is actually the day before the New Year, right? So it's really the 30th is my New Year's Eve. Which means I'm even closer, right? Guys, just the first verse of this, or first two verses, because I can't find the second page. I'll grab it from the studio this week and play the full song. But this is the first couple of verses. It's a great song by that band Fastball. It's called "The Way." Children woke up and they couldn't find them. They left before the sun came up that day. They just drove off and left it all behind them. But where were they going without ever knowing the way? And anyone can see the road that they walk on is gold. It's always summer, they never get old. They never get hungry, they never get old and gray. You can see the shadows wandering off somewhere. They won't make it home. We really don't care. They wanted the highway happier anyway. Hey. I don't have the last verse to that, so I just played the couple that I have. And I hope you liked it. So this is the BeatSeat. As I said, this show is sponsored by the BeatSeat. It's the drum you play with your hands, and you guessed it, feet. You don't even have to use your hands. You just use my feet. But if you want to, so this is a newer model I just finished. It's mahogany with a hickory snare here. This is hickory, and you got mahogany up here. And this is the BeatSeat. You can order yours at BeatSeat.rocks. Free shipping, guys. And they're hand-built by this guy right here. I'm going to try to do something here, just like a little improvisation. I need to get some guitar playing in. I'm just feeling it. Mike, that's awesome. I saw that picture, buddy. Mike went down to see the Nets play today with his son. That is so cool. Little father-son time. You can't beat that. Let me see if I can tune this puppy up because it's way out right now. I'm going to play you a little something on the jazz guitar. We got to get something right here. The Nets win, Mike? The Nets win? So remember, guys, tomorrow is the big 350. 350 days in a row, officially tomorrow. From the studio, I'll be live. Probably we're going to do an afternoon thing. somewhere around 5 o'clock, and we're going to put on a big one because it's day 350. And I'm looking here. Guys, I got to tell you, this is kind of cool. I'm looking down. I don't see any dropped frames tonight. I've been live here for 47 minutes and 0 dropped frames. So that means there's been no frozen moments tonight. No frozen real talk moments where I'm just sitting here, and then not frozen. All right, so let's see if we can play something here. Play you guys a song I wrote many, many years ago. I was 19 when I wrote this song. And so that means it's 21 years ago. 22 years ago I wrote this song, guys. It's been longer. I've been alive longer. I was 19 when I wrote this, and it's been 22 years since then. It's kind of crazy. It's called People Just Don't Care. It's a pretty cool tune. Check this out. Most people don't care what's going on in this world. Concerned with what's going on. It's 9 to 5. Synchronicity spins us into our thoughts. People just don't care. People just don't care. Most people don't love. They push you away. No matter how close you think you are, you're always one step behind. Look on the bright side of life, you might find things are on your side. Yeah, I'll be sitting there, I'll be sitting with your point of view. Guess what, guess what, guess what? People just don't care. People just don't care what's going on in this world. Just don't care. day, sipping coffee across from me, but you don't even know my name. Guess what, guess what, guess what, you don't even care. Guess what, guess what, guess what, you don't even care. People just don't care. People just don't care. No, they just don't care. No. They just don't care. Yeah. Care, yeah. People just don't care. It's a 19-year-old me writing that song right there. I had a little cheering. I had a little audience participation. I could hear my daughter dancing in the background, which was kind of cool. That was before my wife took her upstairs for nights. Which, yes, it's extremely late. But she just turned 10 a couple days ago. It's a big deal. I'll tell you what. Life gets sad from time to time when you start realizing how quick it's going by. And when you see your children growing up before your eyes, it's a lot to take in. Especially when you start focusing on the fact that you don't get to spend enough time with them because you're working so hard to reach something. This isn't just me, this is everybody on this planet. Where's my holiday tree decoration? We have our tree in the other room. Usually it's funny, last year we actually put the tree in this corner here, and I couldn't stand it. Because we have, and I haven't used this in a while because I'm focused on my career and getting Real Talk going, but I've got a screen here, it comes out of the ceiling, and sporting events, heck, I used to just put it down all the time. And when the tree was here, I couldn't even put the screen down because the tree took up this entire corner of the room. And that wasn't the reason we put it in that other room this year. Actually, I think I told you guys this, or I started telling you guys this the other week. When you talk about dedication, when you talk about putting yourself into something and forgetting about the hobbies, so to speak, let me just tell you how committed I am to Real Talk. A few weeks ago, I told you guys about how my wife has taken over that room. She has created what she calls the Ladies' Lounge. The reason that this has happened is because I just left that room abandoned. I had a putting green on the floor in there. I had an indoor putting green that I had laid out several years ago. And before I did Real Talk, I would put the kids to sleep at night. I'd finish my day of real estate. I'd line up my day for tomorrow. And I'd go and putt for a little while in there. Or I'd put the screen down and I'd play golf simulator for a little while. And by that, I don't mean I hit the ball. I'm actually just swinging over sensors. But still, it's playing golf on the screen. It's almost like you're there. It's a 120-inch screen, so you're like on the course. And I haven't turned that on. The putting green sat there for a year. For the last year, I didn't play it once. So about a week ago, my wife comes up to me and she goes, "Roll up that putting green." I said, "What?" And now I'm like, okay, whatever, because I haven't even played it. My son plays sometimes, so I'm like, what? She goes, "Roll up the putting green. I'm making that the Ladies' Lounge." Now, my son was not happy about this because he likes to throw a ball in that room. And it was perfect on that putting green surface because it's like 5-inch. It's like literally feels like a putting green. It's a great thing. It's called, if you are a golfer, check this thing out. It's called, what's the name of this? I'm going to have to come back to you on that. The name of the putting green system. It's a really cool, I'm going to remember it and I'll tell you guys by the end of this program. But you can cut in any size lengths. I had like a 22 feet by 8 feet by 22 feet. I had 9 holes on there. I could sit there and putt all night. And I worked in all these undulations, so it was like real, and it's fast. It was like a stimp level of 13, so that thing's moving. And so I practiced on that for a while, and again, here's the thing about me, so you guys know a little bit more about my background. Before I got into real estate, when I was traveling the road as an MTV music artist, I played a lot of golf. I was all over the country, and when I was not playing a show, I was usually on a golf course. And when I wasn't on tour, I was here working for my father. My father's a builder. So I was renovating, I was building homes. I was understanding the process of construction, the costs involved in renovation, project management, dealing with clients, real talk. And, this is where my base for being a real estate agent comes from, is having those 13 years of renovating homes, building homes with my father. And that experience it's invaluable for my clients. When I bring a client out and we're looking at property, I could diagnose it in real time for them. This is saving you time and money. Let me tell you how. So first of all, when I walk through with clients, the first thing you have to realize is there's a lot on the market. So rightly so, they're really they want to see it all, but they're on the fence at all times because there's so much to choose from. It's like, look, I'm not comfortable until I'm comfortable. Well, so what that usually means is you have to call contractors in. You've got to call in, let's get a painter over here to get a quote. You need to have a kitchen person come over here and give a quote because we need to know what we're looking at. And people get very nervous when they see that work needs to be done in a home. Now, you walk into a brand new construction, there's also a value of bringing me in too. I can show you what a quality construction looks like as opposed to somebody just throwing it together so you buy it. There are two different types of builders. There are builders who have pride in their work, and there are builders who just want to flip a house. They just want to fool you into the next house. They don't care about their reputation because they're just flipping homes. They don't see a future for themselves. They're not building anything. They're just trying to amass as much money as possible in a short period of time. And they're doing it deceitfully. And this is why you have a lot of people very concerned about contractors and who are we going to hire. Because a lot of people are not interested in their integrity and in their long-term the reflection on their business and on their character. This is something as real estate agents we're extremely concerned about. I remember I got my license as a 28-year-old, youngest guy in town. And I remember thinking to myself, well, geez, I'm going to be doing this for the next 35, 40 years. I'll be selling real estate in New Canaan. I'll be selling homes. And my thought was, okay, well, the people I went to high school with, these people that I grew up with, the ones that know me, well, those would be the ones that call me immediately because they're like, I know Mark. I want to work with someone I know. And let's give Mark a call. That was the thing that was the most surprising, is how many people either don't know I'm a realtor or do, and they still call a realtor directly, or they'll just call their mom's friend. Because this is the other thing. I went to school in a town where all my friends' mothers have their real estate licenses. Like, I work with all my friends' moms. It's a weird thing that I'll go and I'll see, oh, hey, Mrs. Phillips or whatever, and it's like, I went to school with your son. And now I'm selling real estate with you. And I don't call people Mrs. anymore. I did when I was younger, but now they're my colleagues, so I call them by their first name. But it's a little awkward, some of them. Some of them it's a little awkward because I grew up calling them Mr. and Mrs. for years, and now they're my colleagues. And honestly, I got to tell you, it's an interesting thing working in a town that you grew up in and building something from scratch, especially. Here's something I want you to understand. When I got into this business, it shifted. I walked into the office. It was the Ravis office I walked into. And this was 11 years ago, I think, 12 years ago. And I remember this guy, Anthony, he's walking out the door to just go to an appointment. He goes, what are you doing? We're all leaving. He's like, the market just crashed. Why do you get your license now? You missed the bubble. Like, everything was going this way. And now you got your license when we're in the pits? Like, we're all leaving. We're all getting out of the industry, buddy. What are you doing? And I remember looking at him, and this was a real talk response. I just looked at him. I said, you know what, Anthony? I'm going to learn this business while it's bad. And when it gets good, I'm going to be just rocking and rolling. Well, I've been in this business for 12 years, and it's never been good. It has been a tough, hard, grueling market for 11 years. For 11 years, I've worked 358 days a year, pushing 7 days a week. I take 7 days off a year. They're consecutive days. And I guess I'm starting to realize I do take Christmas Day off, Thanksgiving Day, Easter Day. So there's more. But in general, every other day, I'm pushing. Let me save this onto Instagram. But every other day, guys, It's like full force for 12 years, just creating magic, because we're in a market where there's no magic. There's absolutely no magic. It is just hard work. And there's nobody making money. Like, I don't see sellers or builders who are out there making money. Like, they're staying busy. They're keeping food on the table. Just enough, you know what I mean? No one's making that double or triple or home run anymore. It's a single. If you're lucky. It may be a pop out. That's a real thing too now. You know, when you get contractors who work with hard money lenders, especially, you know, investors who get involved, there's a lot of people like this where they'll put their money up for projects and they make a serious return on their investment. The ROI is insane for hard money. And when you're holding that note and each month goes by and you're just accruing interest on top of what you already owe, at a certain point you start to say to yourself, let me just cut my losses here. Let me just take what I can, get the heck out of here and get to the next project. So there's a lot of that going on as well. So it's a very interesting time to be a buyer. It's an extremely amazing time to be a buyer in Connecticut, Westchester County. I keep telling you guys, if you're serious, shoot me a note, okay? If you like what I'm doing here on this show, if you like how transparent I am about how I handle myself here, this is how I handle my real estate business. Get involved with someone who's going to give it to you straight, someone who's going to give you whatever information you're looking for. You don't want someone who's going to tell you something you don't need to hear and don't need to know. You want information that helps you. You know, one of the things I've been doing since I started in this business, and to a fault, I've lost some listings because of this. And it's just because this is the only way I will never tell someone an untrue thing when it comes to how they can market and sell their home. I'm trying to help. And I know a lot of people, or some people, will say what they need to say to get that listing. I don't do that. I say what I need to say so you understand who I am. And if you want transparency and you want someone who's going to give it to you straight, then you're going to hire me. If you don't like hearing the truth, if you don't like hearing what your home is truly worth and what the market will bring you in this date, today, right now, then maybe I'm not the realtor for you. But let me ask you a question. Are you looking for a realtor who's going to delay the process or someone who's going to help you get to the finish line? That is the question you ask above all. If your realtor tells you something you don't like, maybe that's something you should listen to. Everyone's so afraid to say what the person needs to hear. You know, one of my mottos here, tell people what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. I have a lot of sellers that want me to say things to them I just do not say. Like, yeah, it's worth that. Oh, yours is worth more than that one. A house is worth what a buyer is willing to pay and a seller is willing to accept. That is the only reality you should remember. It's not what the other one traded for. It's not what your friend paid for his house. It's what the buyer who's standing there with his wallet open is willing to pay. And if that seller is willing to accept that, you have a deal. If not, no deal. That's how deals get done. The best deals, both parties give something. That's the other thing I've learned. It's like, when it's a one-sided situation, that's not good. That's not good for a transaction. I find a lot of those fall apart. They fall apart before the closing because one side is feeling completely just like slighted. The best deals, both parties gave something up. Nobody gets everything. They can't have the cake and eat it too. They all want it. But when they give something, those are the best deals. So, got into some real estate here. That's what happens. Sometimes we just roll with it. You know what I'm saying? I am really excited about tomorrow's show, guys. And I have to tell you, I'm looking at this 0 frames drop tonight. I'm really excited about that. Putting on a show without having a frozen moment is kind of exciting. And tomorrow I'll go back to 2500 kpbs, which I don't know what the heck that means. I'm at 2000 right now, but it seems to have worked out okay for this evening. And I think that's it, guys. You know what we have to do to finish off the show. If you have any requests for tomorrow, it is day 350, so It's going to be an amoeba of a show. I'm just going to roll with it like we do every other day. And I think it's going to be a epically long show tomorrow just because it's day 350. You know, I get excited about the 5, 10s, the 20s, the 50s, day 100, day 200, day 300, day 350, 325, 350. That's pretty cool. So tomorrow will be officially 2 weeks from New Year's Eve Real Talk. I just did the math in my head. Because tomorrow is the 16th, correct? Yeah. Our New Year's Eve is actually December 30th for Real Talk. Christmas, you can count on me. I don't think those are the right chords, guys. But I had another one. We did this one yesterday, didn't we? We can do because we did it yesterday, and it is in the key of A. Silent Night. It's a good way for us to end this evening. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin, mother and child. Infant soul, tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, the shepherds quake at the sight, glorious stream from heaven above. Heavenly hosts are singing hallelujah. Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior is born. Silent night, holy love's pure light, radiant beams from thy holy face. With the dawn of redeeming grace, yeah. Jesus, Lord, at thy birth, Jesus, Lord, at thy birth. All right, guys. Hit the road, Jack. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. No, no. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. Well, don't you come back no more. Oh, you said free, baby. Don't you treat me this way. I'll be back on my feet someday. Don't matter if you do. It's understood. You got no money. You just ain't no good. Well, I guess if you say so. I've got to pack my bags and go. Hit the road, 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 Jack. Don't you come back no more. Don't you come back. Don't you come back no more. Well, at least till tomorrow for day 350. Which will be from the studio tomorrow, so make sure you tune in. Subscribe and ding that bell, guys. I will see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow on the next Real Talk. Shoot your topics over. Send over a song. I'll be playing one from the studio tomorrow, not more than one, for day 350. See ya. It's Mark Pires. And it's Real Talk.